The blood-stained streets of New Orleans, Louisiana, hold one of the most terrifying unsolved criminal mysteries in American history. Between May 1918 and October 1919, a brutal and unidentified serial killer paralyzed the entire city. He became known as the Axeman of New Orleans. Leaving behind a trail of mutilated bodies, this shadow perpetrator targeted innocent residents inside their own homes while they slept, creating a wave of pure psychological panic that pushed the public to the brink of madness. The Axeman's method of operation was uniquely disturbing. He didn't carry weapons to the crime scenes. Instead, he usually broke into the houses and used the victims' own axes or straight razors against them. To gain entry, the killer used a chisel to silently remove a wooden panel from the back door of the house, leaving the tool and the panel lying on the kitchen floor. The investigations quickly ruled out robbery, because large amounts of money and valuables left in plain sight were never stolen. The killer wasn't looking for wealth, he was hunting human lives. The majority of the victims were Italian immigrants or Italian Americans, leading newspapers to sensationalize the crimes by falsely claiming mafia involvement, while criminologists theorized the killer was a sexual sadist seeking female targets. The horror officially began on May 23, 1918, with the brutal slaughter of Joseph Maggio, an Italian grocer, and his wife Catherine. The killer broke into their apartment on Upperline Street and slit their throats with a razor blade so deeply that Catherine's head was nearly severed from her shoulders. He then struck them both with an axe. The bloody razor was later found on a neighboring lawn, belonging to Joseph's brother Andrew, a local barber. Andrew, who lived in the adjoining apartment, admitted to being heavily intoxicated that night and only heard groaning through the walls after the killer had already changed into clean clothes inside the apartment and fled the scene. Though Andrew became the primary suspect, police were forced to release him due to lack of evidence. Just a month later, on June 27, the Axeman struck again. Louis Bessumer, a grocery store owner, and his mistress Harriet Lowe, were hacked over their heads in the back room of their grocery shop on Dorgenois Street. The weapon, Bessumer's own hatchet, was found left in the bathroom. Both survived the initial attack but were left with permanent, horrific injuries, with Harriet's face being permanently paralyzed. As more victims fell to the axe in the following months, the public panic reached an explosive climax on March 13, 1919, when a terrifying letter was published in the local newspapers, sent directly from the killer. The letter began with the chilling words, "Esteemed mortal. They have never caught me and they never will. I am not a human being, but a spirit and a demon from the hottest hell. I am what you Orleanians and your foolish police call the Axeman." The letter warned the city that he would strike again on the next Tuesday night at exactly 15 minutes past midnight. However, the demon offered a bizarre proposition. He stated that he was incredibly fond of jazz music, and swore by all the devils in hell that he would spare any home where a live jazz band was in full swing. What followed on that specific Tuesday night was the most surreal and paranoid event in the history of Louisiana. Every single dance hall, restaurant, and private house in New Orleans was filled to maximum capacity. Terrified families and professional musicians blew trumpets, banged drums, and played jazz at maximum volume into the dead of night, desperately attempting to keep the demon away from their doors. The entire city became a chaotic orchestra of pure fear. True to his word, no murders were committed that night, and the tune titled "The Axeman's Jazz" became a haunting local hit. The Axeman was never caught or identified. His brutal crime spree stopped as mysteriously as it had started, leaving behind an open wound in the history of New Orleans. Today, the original police archive files, the bloody evidence reports, and the photographs of the chiseled doors remain locked away under restricted access in government historical vaults. True crime researchers and horror fans still explore this dark folklore today, walking the narrow, gaslit alleys of the French Quarter where the memory of the night the music saved a city from the axe still lingers heavily in the cold midnight air.